Dum 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 dum. Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V without my ukulele this time, and this is round one of the league challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on November 16th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge Thursday, December 21st at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game that started recording a little bit late. On the left, we have Charizard Pidgeot. On the right, Lost Charizard. It looks like the Lost Charizard on the right went first. And this is their turn to set up. Beautiful setup. KO with Cramorant. And now it is Charizard Pidgeot's second turn, I believe. And we will go ahead and just hop into this game as best as we can. Starting things off with the Mysterious Tail from that Mew in the active spot. Take a look at the top six cards of the deck. Choose an item card you find there, add it to your hand, shuffle the rest back into the deck. So let's see what piece we can grab to create the combo here. Looks like an Ultra Ball is grabbed there. Next, Arvin will be played. That supporter lets you search the deck for a tool card and an item card. Rare Candy will be the item of choice. Usually a Forest Seal Stone would be grabbed if it had a target, but it looks like it's going to be grabbed anyways, just to thin it out of the deck there. Yeah, I don't think I see any Forest Seal Stone target in hand, but definitely take it out of the deck. Could be used as Ultra Ball fodder here, unless there's other better things to get rid of, such as that Manaphy. Let's see what else gets thinned out of the hand. Depending on what's in the hand, a Pidgeot EX or Charizard EX would be found here. Probably the Charizard EX by the looks of things. So deciding on the next least useful card to get rid of with that Ultra Ball. There are multiple copies of Forest Seal Stone in the deck, so this is okay to get rid of here to find that Charizard EX. Rare Candy, allowing that Charmander to evolve directly into that Charizard EX, and its Infernal Rain ability will activate when it evolves. Search the deck for 3 Fire Energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Looks like we're just going to go for the 1 potentially here. Oh, and then definitely 1 on the active to be able to retreat it um, if there's no retreat card in hand or switch card in hand. There we go. Another onto the active Mew, so that way it can pivot out of that active spot and allow that Charizard EX to start attacking. No valid 2 prize KO on the other side of the board here, and I guess it can't be played anyways because the Arvin was played. Charmander put on the bench, a Fire Energy attached to it from hand. Looks like that Radiant Charizard will be put down to match the other across the board. Mew retreats into that Charizard EX, staring down the Cramorant and taking the KO on it. 210 damage, more than enough to take the KO on the opposing Cramorant. The Comfey, beautiful Comfey, promoted into the active spot and play resumes on Lost Charizard side, starting things off with the flower selecting. That lets you look the top 2 cards of the deck, keep one of them, and add the other to the Lost Zone. 4 in the Lost Zone currently. That Iono hitting the Lost Zone. Good to build the Lost Zone for things like Mirage Gate and Sableye in this deck, but also good to keep making your way through the deck. Let's see, we have a Charizard ready to attack on the right side here. The Charmeleon is ready to evolve into a Charizard. Artisan is being activated here. That stadium lets you search your deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon and add it to your bench. Charmander being found there and put onto the bench. Lots of resources having to been used on the Charizard Pidgeot side on the left here at the beginning of the game to get into the game. And Course Experiment being played. Taking a look at the top 5 cards of the deck. 3 of them going into the hand, and the last 2 going to the Lost Zone. Useless Battle VIP Pass, and something else going into the Lost Zone. The other 3 hitting the hand there. Let's see what else our Lost Charizard player can manufacture. Beach Court hitting the field there, giving all Pokemon 1 colorless less to their retreat cost. Comfey retreating into that other Comfey, thanks to the Beach Court. Second Flower selecting, coming down, sending a chorus to the Lost Zone, and an escape rope being played. The opponent promotes a new active Pokemon first, then you do the same. That Mew coming into the active spot, and that golden massive Charizard EX matching the Mew here. It is doing a 210 damage as well, I believe. More than enough for the KO. Energy attached to that bench Radiant Charizard, and Charizard EX takes the KO on the opposing Mew. Let's see. It's too early for the Radiant Charizard potentially to start attacking, so the Charizard EX is promoted here. Our player's taking a look through the discard pile, seeing what resources have been used. Charmeleon evolving on the bench, slowly but surely working its way to that Charizard EX. Anything else in the hand to play? Be nice to get moving on that Pidgeot, evolving that Pidgey into Pidgeot EX, but starting things off with Lumineon here, looking for a little bit of disruption with that Iono supporter. Lumineon when it's played from your hand to the bench, lets you search your deck for a supporter card and add it to your hand. So that Iono being eyed up here. Still taking a look through the deck, trying to decide what's the best supporter in this case. Boss's Orders being considered here to take a KO on either the Charmeleon or the Radiant Charizard. Both valid targets, but we seem to be favoring disruption here with Iono. That's always pretty good to use against Lost Zone engine decks, though the Lost Charizard board is basically constructed the way they want it to be, so really just need to play from the board and not the hand. So based off of what was in hand, how many cards in hand, looks like we decide Iono is the best play here. Disrupt the opponent a bit and refresh the hand a bit. When Iono's played, both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. Lost City being played here. When a Pokemon is KO'd, it's sent to the Lost Zone versus the discard pile with that Lost City. And Charizard EX swinging into the opposing Charizard EX for 240 damage, I believe. Charizard EX attack does 180 plus 30 more for each prize card the opponent has taken. Rare Candy evolving into Charizard EX over on Lost Charizard's side. Its Infernal Rain ability is going to allow the trainer to search the deck for up to 3 fire energy and attach them to their Pokemon in any way they like. 2 energy being chosen and powering up that freshly evolved Charizard EX. Look at all that bling over there. Shout out to the bling. The sleeves, everything looks nice over there. All right, our players taking a look at the discard pile, downloading as much info as they can in order to better inform their next move. Charizard EX is the Lost Charizard EX is not taking the KO on the opposing Pokemon quite yet. Boss's Orders being eyeballed here and played to bring up that evolving Charmeleon on the bench, taking another prize card. it goes to the Lost Zone and all the other Pokemon underneath it. Energy goes to the discard. Charizard EX promoted on the left here, and play resumes on Pidgey, Charizard side of the field. No Pidgeot to be seen yet here. Definitely feeling a little bit behind when your entire game plan is missing that crucial Pidgeot EX that the deck is constructed around. And another Iono as a supporter for turn. Both players shuffle their hand, put them at the bottom of their deck, draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. So trying to rely on disruption here to slow down this lost Charizard. Believe it's 5 prizes to 3 right now. Ultra Ball debating on being played here. Discarding a Lost City and a Lost Vacuum to search the deck for a Pokemon card. It could be a stage 1, it could be a basic, a stage 10, any Pokemon card. Looking to continue to build the board here, slamming that Charmander on the board and cleaning the Charizard EX cleans up the KO on the opposing Charizard EX, taking 2 prizes and evening things out in this mid game. 3 prizes, 3 prizes. Charizard EX versus Lost Charizard EX. We've got a game here. Debating on evolving that Charmeleon on the bench, but first going to play a course experiment, see what options they have before making a decision. You can't quite tell what's in that hand there, but either way, our player is going to keep the best 3 cards they can. Chorus and Rare Candy hitting the Lost Zone here. Lots of cards in the Lost Zone. Gonna take a count at what that is. While the opponent plays a Super Rod, there must be 10 or more in the Lost Zone. So we hit our thresholds. We'll talk about them if we need to later. Super Rod being played to shuffle back in to the deck from the discard 2 Fire Energy and a Cramorant. Cramorant, very powerful attacker here in this Lost Charizard and all Lost Zone decks. They can attack for free when there's 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Charizard EX evolving on the bench. Infernal Rain's going to search the deck for up to 3 Fire Energy. There were at least a couple added back into the deck there. One of them's going on that Radiant Charizard, so it could start attacking a little sooner if needed. And a couple more going on to the couple of Comfey there on the bench. They're ready to pivot as needed for future turns. Let's see, Charizard EX only one-shots an opposing Charizard EX if the opponent has 1 prize remaining. Since both players have 3 prizes remaining, we're still in 2-shot range. 270 damage, I believe these Charizards are attacking for. Switch, actually. Switching into the Cramorant and Spit Innocently for 110. Very good move here. Since you're 2-shotting anyways, might as well take the first shot with a 1-prizer. Enforced Gus like boss's orders. Ultra Ball being played here on Charizard Pidgey side, getting rid of a Battle VIP pass and Lost City. To search the deck for an Arven. That's how it works. Actually looks like both of these cards are going to be played and resolved at the same time. So Arven can find a item and a tool, and Ultra Ball can find a Pokemon card. Looks like the Forest Seal Stone is one of the targets for the Arven. I'm kind of remembering now, discovering the bad news of kind of bad prizes here. Was wanting to go for the Charizard EX since we had access to the rare candy, but there are 2 Charizard EX in the prize cards right here. So if you rewind it and see, Uh, Flash the prizes to the opponent saying, there's two Charizard EX in here, aren't there? I'm not tripping, am I? Yep, there's two Charizard EX in there, and as you'll see, it'll come down to that in the end. So Arvin going to find a Forest Seal Stone and Rare Candy, and Ultra Ball, since there are Charizard EX, two Charizard EX, the remaining two Charizard EX in the prize cards, we'll go ahead and find finally that Pidgeot EX. Rare Candy evolving that Pidgey into the Pidgeot EX. Pidgeot EX using its powerful Quick Search ability to search the deck for any card once per turn. This Charizard EX is swinging for 270 damage right now. More than enough to take the KO on the opposing Cramorant. Kind of seeing how this endgame is shaping up to be. As long as there's rare candy in hand or a way to find rare candy in hand, this Charizard EX taking the KO on the Cramorant needs to pull a Charizard EX from the prize cards in order to clean up the game. Energy and Forest Seal Stone in hand. Yep, I see at least one energy in the deck, so as long as a Charizard EX is pulled from the prize cards here, and there's a way to find rare candy in hand, which we've got that Forest Seal Stone and a Lumineon V on the bench, then we're sitting pretty. All right, finishing up that Arvin. Gonna, oh no, gonna take the KO on the opposing Cramorant and then pull the escape rope from the prize cards. Slam down there, not the Charizard EX. I don't think there's any way to get tricky with this Radiant Charizard either before the opponent can take their remaining prize cards. Charizard promoted on the right hand side of the field. Still, or it is taking the KO on this damaged Charizard EX. Anything else to do but attack. We're calculating our damage here. Definitely more than enough to clean up the KO on this damaged Charizard EX. But very important to be aware of the exact math going on, especially in this quasi mirror match we've got going on here. So yes, our lost Charizard player after this turn is going to go down to one prize card remaining, meaning that an opposing Charizard EX can take the one shot. There we go. Charizard attacks, takes the KO on Charizard. Pidgeot with free retreat comes into the active spot. Nothing else our Pidgeot Charizard player can do here, it seems. The player is talking things through here. There's the double Charizard EX in the prize cards. If one of those was grabbed from the prizes last turn and the hand wasn't disrupted, Charizard Pidgeot had game. But sometimes that is just not the way things go. Sometimes it is just not your game. That's why we play the Pokemon trading card game. We play the Pokemon trading card game to get lucky. And prize cards is definitely a mechanic, powerful and prominent mechanic in the Pokemon trading card game. So just gonna play it out here. Quick search for boss's orders on the Radiant Charizard, taking the KO on it, going down to one prize. Charizard EX takes the KO on the opposing Radiant Charizard for the round. Awesome. What a round we had there for our round one. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab. Dun